All right, we live.
We live.
Live. Welcome everyone to Deep Dishing Sports episode Trace.
That's 3 for all my people that don't know Spanish, like me and Eli. That's the number 3.
Whoa. That don't know Spanish?
No, like we know Spanish, me and you. But I'm saying for
Okay.
those that don't, that was
Okay.
the number 3.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'm a third Dominican, so
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha. I didn't know that.
It's okay.
What part of your family is Dominican?
So we got an uncle whose brother. We found out that he was Dominican.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Explains a lot, though, man. Explains a lot. Like just how cultural I am. How mostly all my friends are literally like.
You could say that.
Yeah,
that's one way to describe that.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome everyone to Deep Dishing Sports. If you're joining us live, which I don't know if anyone is yet, but if you're joining us live, we are on a brand new platform.
Meow.
So excuse us if we have any technical difficulties. We're still trying to work through the kinks of this. Like, for example, you could see my name in my webcam screen, but Bruce somehow mistyped his name from Bruce to LeBron's cousin. So
what?
I don't know how that happened.
How?
Actually, no, I do know how that happened.
Who would do such a thing?
That's a pretty big typo from LeBron's cousin and Bruce.
But you know how the iPhone, when you put a word in and it's like misspelled and then they correct the word for you, like that, bro, that could have happened.
So it auto corrects Bruce to LeBron's cousin.
That's weird. That's so weird, man. But again, it probably just explains a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have a lot to talk about on today's show. Of course, Bruce somehow finds a way to bring LeBron into it every damn episode.
What are you talking about?
Getting so sick of it. Yeah, we're gonna talk some Bulls. They had, man.
It's a rough, man.
Yeah, that injury to Alex Caruso and the whole Grayson Allen debacle controversy that went on. But we are starting to get some guys back. I know Zach LaVine and Javonte Green are coming back. So we'll talk some Bulls and their upcoming games and how we think they could fare without Lonzo and Alex for at least a month to a month and a half.
Right.
And we'll talk some Bears as well and their journey to finding a head coach and GM. There's some names floating around in terms of who are the finalists, who the Bears are really liking. I kind of want to do a quick fire, shoot off some names to you, Bruce, and you kind of tell me whether or not you would hire or not hire. Kind of play a little game there, see what your thoughts are there, and then we're gonna kind of recap the divisional games because holy hell,
man,
they were amazing. Dope, man. I mean,
amazing.
It's my favorite time. It's my favorite sports weekend of the year is the divisional games because for some reason, they seem to be better than Super Bowl games. Like,
yeah, that's a good point.
Every year they seem to be better than the conference championship games and the Super Bowl game itself. So, those were legendary and probably the best divisional weekend of all time in terms of the games itself. But before we get into sports, Bruce, I want to bring this mini segment back. It's not really a segment; it's more of just a check-in. But just want to check in, bro. How you doing? How's your heart?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I can't complain. Like you said, and we'll get into it. This weekend was amazing. Like, if you're a sports fan, like, man, this is the time where you could just kick back. It's like, depending on where you live at. We're here in Illinois, certain parts of Illinois, but it was snowing all weekend. And if you're a sports fan, like, you just had to enjoy this past weekend with the football, even like go to the UFC. If you're a college basketball fan like myself, I was watching the college games, and it was just great. NBA is happening right now. If you're a hockey fan, okay, we're not mad at you. Do you? Uh, but for me, man, this weekend I was just able just to kind of kick back a little bit, watch some sports. I am in school, by the way. People that don't know, I am trying to get a master's degree at LSU.
Okay.
Online. Yeah. I'll be done in June this year. So I had to knock some homework out. But after that, man, I was just enjoying this sports weekend. I loved it. Saturday and Sunday, like you said, the football games. Oh my God. Amazing.
Ridiculous.
Amazing, bro. So yeah, can't complain, man. I'm doing well. How you doing, brother?
Oh man, I am surviving. I'm surviving. No, but I mean, we talked about it a little bit before we went live, but one of the major life changes for me that's happened since we last recorded, since our, mini hiatus, our very small, minuscule hiatus that we went on. I bought a house and I am now a homeowner.
Look at you.
And yeah, I mean, it's awesome. It's great. There's a lot of positive things that come with that. Owning a house is, one of the American dreams that, a lot of us try to strive for. But then there's those things with owning a house that's just like pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound ungrateful because I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, well, you own a damn house, you shouldn't be complaining. I'm fully aware of how blessed I am and the fact that I have my own house. It's amazing. But man, shoveling.
Yeah. Man.
I now understand. Those old heads, those really old people that just somehow know what the weather is going to be for like 2 months straight, like every single day.
Yeah.
They know what the weather is going to be, what time it's going to rain, snow, sleet, what time it's going to stop.
Right.
Now I know why they do that.
Exactly, bro.
Now I know why.
Yeah, for times
Now
like
I know
this.
Because they plan ahead.
Mm-hmm.
They get the salt ready. They get, they have their shovel routine that, make sure that their driveway is good, their sidewalks are good. And that's another thing that I learned being a homeowner is it's not just the driveway that you got to shovel.
Yeah.
You got to shovel your sidewalk too.
Exactly.
If you're not the person that shovels your sidewalk, you're the a-hole in the neighborhood.
On the block. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you just shovel your driveway, but you're not shoveling your sidewalk, you're labeled as, oh, that's the jerk over there that doesn't shovel his sidewalk. So you got to do that too. Yeah. Another thing I learned, I'm learning a lot as a homeowner. A lot of it, really cool, really great stuff. Had a lot of, potential and opportunity that we have for me and my family here. But man, I'm just not looking forward to like when the sink breaks, when the furnace goes out, when homeowner stuff.
Yeah, man.
That renting, you just call your landlord, they take care of it.
Exactly.
Now it's all on you.
Yeah.
It is all on you.
So let me ask: Are you a handy dude though? Like, do you know how to?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm
not either.
I'm really good at looking up a YouTube video and following it.
Mm-hmm.
If you show me visually,
right,
what I got to do,
yeah,
I'm good at it.
You at
cool.
It? Okay.
But in terms of that, like background knowledge, like if your sink goes out, right, I'm gonna need internet access and a YouTube channel. Like,
okay,
that's just I'm not gonna pretend. in front like I'm a handyman, because I'm not.
Okay. I mean, look, that you're further along than I am because I just kind of look at it. I was like, oh, you can't put glue on this. You can't put gorilla glue on this. You can't put gorilla glue on the furnace, huh? Okay, that's
You can't just duct tape the pipe.
can't
Sure.
you can't duct tape the sink, huh? Okay, all right. Well, water's still gonna come out. Well, okay. Even if I use the gray tape, it's still gonna come out. That's what you're telling me. All right, cool. So that's me. I'm that guy. So yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
it's a wonderful journey that we are
definitely,
on,
man.
and I embrace it. I'm willing to learn, but man, it is a handful.
I feel you. I feel you, brother.
All right. Speaking of a handful, the Bulls right now have their hands full with trying to get some wins
Yeah,
in the win
man.
column, man. I know a lot has happened in terms of injuries. The Bulls had probably the biggest COVID outbreak of any sports team since COVID started.
True.
But man, it has been rough sledding for the Bulls.
Yeah.
And to make matters worse, a completely unnecessary foul by your boy.
Whoa. Pump your brakes.
Yo boy,
Pump your
Grayson
brakes.
Allen.
Everybody that knows me knows I'm a huge Duke fan. That is my favorite college team, favorite college basketball team. And look, man, I used to go hard for Grayson because he had the Duke uniform on. Not anymore. Not anymore. I can't. You're a repeat offender. I can't. It's hard to defend somebody that's literally been dirty since they've been in college. Like you just can't do it anymore.
Yeah, man. It's super unfortunate what happened to our guy, Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
He was fouled hard by Grayson Allen, a flagrant 2 that got Grayson ejected in the game, but ended up, what was it? It was a fractured wrist, right?
Yeah. Fractured wrist.
Fracturing his wrist.
Yeah.
And as soon as he fell, you could kind of feel it, or you kind of see him feel around on his wrist.
Right.
And I was like, oh,
right.
no. Oh, no. He played through the game, which was really surprising. And I thought it was just going to be a sprain or something not too serious. But then he got the x-rays and stuff done and found out that it's actually fractured.
Yeah.
And then to kind of throw salt on the wound, Milwaukee, the Bucks Twitter page. Did you see this?
I saw it, man. Yeah.
As soon like this was at like 8 a.m. The injury, granted, the injury information was not released. They didn't know that he had a fractured wrist, but they decided to tweet out a good morning video with Grayson Allen eating a donut the morning after all this happened. The morning after Grayson Allen had that dirty foul on Alex Caruso, whatever.
Yeah.
And all the Milwaukee Bucks players are in the post game saying, oh, it was just a good hard foul. We have Grayson's back, whatever. And then our guy, Greg Braggs, who was on the show last week, he found the person who runs the Twitter for the Milwaukee Bucks, called her out, and she ended up putting her Twitter page on private.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff, man. But what are your thoughts on all this? Because again, Grayson Allen was your guy. Okay, was your guy.
Why you gotta say it like he came to the barbecue or something, bro? Like, nah, he wasn't like that. He just goes.
I mean, when he was on Duke, you would have invited him to the barbecue.
Yeah, I would have, because he went to Duke. You know how I feel about the Duke Blue Devils, man. So definitely. But the old heads, as we like to call them, they would tell you that was just back in the day. That was just a hard foul. And to your point, and to their point, I'm sorry. Yes, if you look at the tapes from the 80s and the 90s, the early 90s, and the Bad Boy Pistons and the Knicks, the Patrick Ewing, John Stark Knicks teams, yes, that was just a common hard foul. But in that era, when a whole new era of basketball where there is so much protection for these players. It just seems like every hard foul is being, reviewed, is being looked over as either flagrant one or flagrant two. So knowing this, and every NBA player knows this, like come on, man. Like it was just, I'm okay with trying to not allowing Caruso to score in that play. I'm okay with that. But that was bad. That was bad. In the air, you know, it's just he grabbed his. Why did you have to grab his arm again? Like I understand the first time, but then it's just like you tried to pull him down. Like why? Why do you have to do that? And everybody's like, oh well, if it was any other player, but it wasn't. It was Grayson Allen again, who has a history of this. Go back to his days at Duke when just cheap shots and tripping people and kicking people and it's like here we go again. And I saw on how the Bucks, to their credit, because that's their player, right? The his teammates, the girl who runs Twitter, who I happen to know, by the way, which is crazy. Like
for real,
I do, yeah.
That's crazy.
And I to a degree, like I feel bad for her because I know her, but look, you can't put something out. You can't do that. You just can't do anything like that. And they're gonna defend Grayson Allen, and I get it. But like I said, when you are a repeat offender, and they said, oh well, he's only had one flagrant foul call, I don't know, in his career or since he's something they said about Grayson Allen. But it's still there. Like that stigma is still there about him. So, and then to the NBA credit, they want to suspend him one game. I felt like that was just oh, here you go, Chicago Bulls. Here you go, Chicago Bulls fans. We know you're hurting right now, so we're gonna suspend him for one game. Okay, that really doesn't do anything because, as I tweeted out, whether you suspend him, regardless of the fact the Bulls are still without Alex Caruso, who, by the way, is their best defensive player, who I truly believe is the heart and soul of that team. I believe he's starting to have that Joakim Noah effect on the Chicago Bulls, and you lose him for 6 to 8 weeks when you're in the run, you're in the stretch right now where you are one of the best teams in the East, but you see, Milwaukee, you got the Nets, you kind of got to fend off these teams, and now you're out with your best you're out with your best defensive player. That's the part that hurts. Yeah. That's the part that hurts the Bulls. That's the part that hurts us as fans because we enjoy this team. We enjoy Alex Caruso. We love Alex Caruso. And so to see him go out like that, that's frustrating. That's frustrating for us, man. He was just coming back too. Like he was just coming back from injury, from the whole COVID stuff. You seen him, he's just trying to get his flow back. The defense was always there, but he's just trying to get his offense back. And then that happened. And you look at that game against Orlando and you just see the difference. You see the difference that he makes, especially on defense. Especially on defense. You see that difference. And just for him to be out a couple of months with this injury, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, he's without a doubt the glue guy. I mean, you saw it in the Cavs game, and his stat line wasn't crazy. He only had 9 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds.
Yeah,
but you could just feel the contagious energy that he brought.
Definitely.
And again, like we talked about it last week with Greg, and he put it perfectly. Where it just seems like Caruso and Lonzo Ball are just 2 steps ahead of the offense. Like they know where you're going with the ball. They know what dribble move you're gonna make. So his value is, and it's crazy because I did not see this coming. I did not see Alex Caruso as the guy that if he were to go down, we would be in huge trouble in terms of, the energy of the team. But, yeah, I mean, it's a big loss. It's a big loss. Also, Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Yeah.
He's out 6 to 8 weeks as well. And can you what does this Bulls team look like without both of those two guys? In your opinion, how good can the Bulls be without both of them?
You know, you just gotta stay afloat. You gotta stay afloat. And so when you have guys, and that's why I think it's we as fans are so hard on Vucevic, right? Because you need him right now because you don't have. I mean, I know Zach's coming back, tonight against the Thunder, but without Caruso, without Lonzo, you need guys like Vucevic. You need DeMar. He's doing this thing, of course. You got Zach coming back. Kobe White. He has to step up. So it's just like you have to stay afloat until these guys get back. Look, you cannot replace. And they're not like the offensive stars, but just the intangibles that they bring to the court. Two of the smartest. I mean, just the IQ of those guys, and we talked about this. The IQ of both of those guys are amazing. Lonzo, especially on the offensive end, Caruso on the defensive end, and Lonzo he's no slouch defensively either. But their IQ is so just on another level, and so not have that on the court, like you see it. You see it sometimes with the Bulls offensively. You definitely see it with them defensively. So they just have to stay afloat. They have to stay afloat. And I think they got enough talent, especially with the way DeMar DeRozan is playing. Now you got Zach coming back. Kobe, he's had some good games here and there. But Vooch, man, and me, I'm pulling the Vooch train. Pause. I don't even know how that sounded. But I'm just saying, like, I'm that guy, like I'm rooting for him, man. I'm rooting for him because I just feel like he's talented. The talent is there. But then you look at the game last night against the Magic, and he was like 4 for 19, and I was like, oh God, can't keep doing this for you, Vooch. You gotta help me out, bro.
You're gonna have a hard time defending that guy. If you keep
exactly.
Performing like that.
Yeah,
with everybody out. But yeah, he had 13 points, 13 rebounds, and look, I get it. He's a walking double-double. Mm-hmm. Okay. But it's the double-double, triple-double, quadruple-double numbers, like they don't have the same effect that they used to. I'm sorry. And I know
you know me and you we've been discussing this for
this
years,
is going back to the Russell Westbrook triple-double thing, but it's just he's the biggest dude on the team. I expect him to grab at least 10 boards a night.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Like I'd expect it. And that's the thing with high expectations. Like you come to the squad and you think of Vooch, and I think we said this last week as well, but you think of Vooch and he is a guy who's had to alter his game the most.
Right.
You think of the big three on the Bulls. Yeah. You think of Vooch, you think of it's DeMar and Zach LaVine, right? Mm-hmm. DeMar and Zach LaVine are swing guards. So they're handling the ball. They're sometimes running the offense.
Yeah.
Pick and roll. They can get their shot whenever they want.
Right.
Vooch in Orlando was the guy. Granted, they didn't win a whole lot, but he was the guy. Mm-hmm. So now he's coming here as not the second option, but the third option, sometimes the fourth option.
Right.
So you think of that. I think a lot of times we as sports fans forget that mentality switch that you got to go through.
It's not easy. Yeah.
It's definitely not easy to switch your game like that. It's not an excuse though. True. I'm not going to use it as an excuse to be like, oh, he's just, trying to find himself. Like, no. Mm-hmm. The dude, like you said, he's talented as hell. Has every, physical tool available to him to be a very, very, very good, one of the best big men in the league.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes he's just not consistent, man. And it's just one of those things where I'm gonna be skeptical of Vooch. I'm gonna be, because I just have those high expectations.
Right.
I've had those high expectations. He's supposed to be, yes, the third guy, but he is also supposed to be the guy that steps up when DeMar's down, Zach was down, and it doesn't even have to be injury. Like if they're struggling for the night, and if DeMar and Zach LaVine are struggling in the game of the playoffs, who are they going to rely to put the ball in the basket? It's got to be Vooch.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree.
yeah, he's. I'm not pressing the panic button yet because again, it's still so early in the season. We haven't seen this Bulls team completely healthy for a long span of the season, but he's got to step it up, man. He really does, and it's again, I'm not pressing the panic button, but I am a little worried, just a little bit.
I'm not, man. I got faith in. I got faith in Vooch, man. I think because he's done it. Like little dude. I mean, I think people don't realize like Vucevic. He's been in the league for a long time. Like this isn't like his, fourth or fifth year. I think he's been in the league. He's knocking on 10 years, I believe. And if you look at his numbers for his career, he's averaged a double-double. Now I know how you feel about the double-doubles and the triple-doubles. I get that, but at the same time, like to me, that's impressive. That just goes to show you that he is capable of putting up numbers. And then even if you look at his numbers this year, I think he's at what 16 points a game.
16 points per game, yeah.
10 to 11 rebounds. Okay. So I mean, to be that third option and to be putting up those numbers, the problem is like you said, in Orlando, he was a 20-10 guy. Even last year with the Bulls, he was 20 and 10. So, but I think he's just still adjusting, and the shots are gonna fall. He's just been too consistent throughout his career for the shots that he's missing. They're just missing. He's getting good shots. There are times where I'd like to see him be a little bit aggressive because I'm like, bro, you 6'11", 270, like get in the post and go do some work against these small guys. Stop relying on that jumper all the time. Yeah. But like you said, I don't think we need to hit the panic button yet. But because what he has done in his career, like I'm gonna give him some rope, man. I'm gonna give him some more rope. I am. Who we get? Because then who else we gonna rely on for a big man? Tony Bradley. You want to talk about somebody that's trash? I knew Tony. Look, what confirmed Tony Bradley being trash for me is when Adams from the Grizzlies picked his big ass up. And Steven Adams is a big guy too, but when he picked up Tony Bradley and just kind of, pushed him to the side, I was like, oh, he's trash. You just don't let another man.
He picked him up and carried him like away.
And carried him, yeah. I like, you just don't let another grown man pick you up with your feet dangling and just put you to the side like that. You don't do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's when I knew he was trash. So let me ask you this. Okay, let me ask you this because there's a rumor floating around about Jeremy Grant. The Bulls are one of the top teams that's in talk of getting Jeremy Grant. For those who don't know, Jeremy Grant plays for the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah,
probably. I think their best player. Yeah. Okay.
No doubt.
And I know it's the Detroit Pistons, but for the NBA heads that follow basketball, like Jeremy Grant, he has turned into a really, really good player. He had a great year last year. I think he was over 20 points a game. And Detroit, really, they're not going anywhere. They're in the midst of rebuilding. They got the number 1 draft pick this year in Cade Cunningham. So, they're just trying to build around him. And so, the Bulls are in the mix and the talks with Detroit and, moving some things around to get Jeremy Grant. What do you think about that? And then who do you give up? Who do you give up?
That's the big question. And then there's 2 questions to this. Who do you give up? Right. So again, you're talking about Patrick Williams if he comes back.
Definitely.
You're talking about Kobe White. You're talking about Ayo. Those are the only really, I can't think besides your big 3.
Right.
I can't think of anyone else who, kind of brings upside. Because the rumors are that the Detroit Pistons either want 2 first-round picks or they want a young, promising player and a first-round pick. So, and Ayo isn't even really a young, promising player. He's a really good player, but he's not like a cornerstone piece of a trade that
Right.
You know what I mean? So really, you're looking at Kobe White and Patrick Williams, probably more so Patrick Williams. But it's funny because who's the player that you're trying to replace right now if you're trying to trade for a 4? Patrick Williams, right?
Williams, right. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
And he's just out on injury. So it's a slippery slope. Like, he's a young, promising player, so much potential,
Yeah.
You're just gonna try to straight up trade him for his replacement. Like, I don't know how much sense that makes, but so that's the first question: who are you gonna give up? The second question is, because from what I've heard, or not, it's not like I have sources or anything, but from what I've seen in terms of rumors,
look, we got sources. We got sources.
No, there's enough of fake sources going on Twitter right now. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I saw some rumors that Jeremy Grant wants to be kind of like the featured guy if he goes to another team. He wants to go to a team where his points per game isn't going to drop. His shot attempts per game isn't going to drop. So if he wants to be the guy, the Bulls, that's not the squad you want to go to. Because if he comes here, Vooch, Zach, DeMar is still here, you're the fourth option, my guy.
Pretty much, yeah.
You're probably averaging, I don't know, 15 points a game at most.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's gonna. I would love Jeremy Grant to be on. He's the perfect player that the Bulls need right now, right this moment, with Patrick Williams out.
Yeah,
but
if that's his mindset on being a number one, then I don't know.
Yeah,
that's a red flag.
That may throw AK and Mark Eversley. Now, I also saw another rumor that the Pistons are willing to trade Jeremy to the Bulls, but they're waiting for the Bulls to throw Patrick Williams in the deal. So if that's the case, if that rumor is true, it sounds like the Bulls aren't willing to part ways with Patrick Williams. If that's the case, the Bulls are going to have a really hard time trying to find a trade partner,
right?
To get a guy to come in and produce at the 4 like we need him to produce.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's man. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, in AK I trust.
True.
In AK I trust. I think whatever decision they make, I know it's best for the basketball team. They're just a front office that is 2 steps ahead of all of us, and I love it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely right.
I love it. I love that, they can make moves that some of us be like, what?
Yeah.
What are you doing? And then it ends up working out. Like,
exactly.
That's what a good front office does.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. What do you think? What do you think the Bulls need to trade for somebody right now?
Man, can they use another big? I think so. Because rebounding is just it's a struggle for them sometimes, and that's because Derrick Jones Jr. I mean, just the different people that they've tried to put at the 4, and to get Javonte Green back tonight, that's going to be huge. But he's an undersized 4, and I know that's the wave of the NBA today. But come playoff time, man, when you got to face the Giannis's, when you got to face the Embiids, when you got to face the big teams, Bam, down in Miami. You're gonna need that guy that can bang. And look, Vooch he's gonna have his hands full, but I think you can use another big body down there, or another long body, like a Jeremy Grant,
right? Like a
Patrick Williams. To hear that he wants to come in and be the number 1, and not just come in and be a part of a team that's on the rise and has the potential of going very far in the playoffs, to hear that his first mindset is like, oh, no, I want to be the man. Nah, I don't think the Bulls need a guy like that. And Jeremy Grant is talented. He's very super talented.
Very.
His game has elevated since he's been in the league. You know what college he went to? It's in the ACC, and it's not Duke.
Is it North Carolina?
Syracuse.
Syracuse.
Yeah. Syracuse University. And do you know who his uncle is?
Um, Horace, right?
Look at you, man. This is why we do a podcast, bro, because we know everything about sports. Nothing can get past us. But Jeremy Grant is, man, he's an incredible basketball player. Wherever he ends up being traded to, he will make an impact on that team.
Mm-hmm.
But he has to understand, like, if he comes to the Bulls, he's just going to be another piece. He's going to be another piece to the puzzle, and you're not going to be the main guy. So if that mindset of his change, then bring him aboard. Look, I am in the mode of winning now. I can't worry about the future. And I know Patrick Williams, he has the potential. But if you have the opportunity you can seize the moment and win now, and if you feel like Jeremy Grant is that guy to put you in that tier with, the Nets and Milwaukee, go ahead, make it.
So you think the Bulls are in win now mode? You think the Bulls are?
Yeah.
You think the Bulls' window is small?
I mean, you look at DeMar DeRozan, and he's having a great year, and I think he's in his prime, but DeMar is 32, 33.
Yep.
Vooch is 32, 33. You got to pay Zach his money. He's about to be a max guy. Yeah, I mean,
that's a good point.
You've given Lonzo. Look, you don't got to worry about Lonzo. You don't have to worry about Alex Caruso. You've given them their money. They're going to be here for some years. But when you look at the guys that's carrying the load offensively, there are no spring chickens. There are no spring chickens. Is spring chicken? Does that mean young? No, I don't know.
I think that's the same. I mean No. I mean, you sound like a 70-year-old man, but yeah, I think that's the same.
Yeah, my birthday's in a couple of weeks, bro. So I'm starting to do a lot of old things in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Like the weather for
like
the
I know
next
the
2
weather.
months.
Yeah, like my preparation is different. I come home, I have a glass of wine. It's just a lot of old stuff I'm doing right now, bro. Oh my God.
Oh man. Yeah, it's this trade deadline is going to be very, very interesting. Like I said, the questions, the main question that AK and Mark Eversley have to ask themselves is, are the Bulls ready to win right now?
Exactly.
Are they ready to win right now? Right now, can we give Milwaukee? Can we win 4 times against Milwaukee in a 7-game series? Can we win 4 times against Brooklyn in a 7-game series? Because those are the 2 teams. If the Bulls are fully healthy, like completely healthy, those are the only 2 teams that I'm scared of. Are Milwaukee.
I put Miami in there too.
I'm not scared of Miami.
No,
I'm not fully healthy. A fully healthy Bull squad, it'll be a damn good series.
It will be.
But I'm not. I think the Bulls can definitely beat Miami. It's just KD and Giannis that just scare the living
different, bro.
Daylights out of me.
They're just different.
Because I think Alex Caruso would give Jimmy Butler some problems.
True. Yeah. How do you feel about? And I mean, I know we kind of, but who's the other team? Philly. Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid will give the Bulls some problems.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Bulls got swept by the 76ers this year, right? Yeah. I think we only played them 2 or 3 times. But yeah, I mean, Joel Embiid whooped our ass every single time. We had no answer for him. So it's literally, and it goes down to the trade deadline. We were just talking about it. Like, the Bulls need a big. It's literally the bigs that are killing us. It's Giannis, it's KD, and it's Joel. Like, hope Patrick Williams can come back. If he can come back, the Bulls can get healthy come playoff time. I think we can make a run.
I agree.
But we'll see. We'll definitely see. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to our beloved football team, the Chicago Bears.
I thought you was going to say the Chicago Rush. because you used the word beloved. I was like, oh,
they
talking
should bring
about the
arena
Rush.
football back. Because
Oh, they're not even.
I'd rather watch the Rush than
The,
watch the Bears right now.
the Rush, they don't even exist anymore. Oh my God.
They do not. They do not. My brother was a huge Chicago Rush fan. I mean, he had like merch, he had the hats, the jerseys, and it was crazy. I was like, do they even play anymore?
Didn't he play? Did your brother play for the Rush?
He played. Both my brothers played semi-pro, but no, not arena, arena football.
Could have fooled the hell out of me. We'll share that story again one day.
We got to have him on to kind of get his side of that story because that's a great story.
All right.
Anyway, yes, Chicago Bears. They are still on their quest to finding new head coach, new GM. It seems like the net that they're casting to interview people and the names that are being brought up is just as wide as the city of Chicago itself.
Yeah.
Because there's so many names that they have already interviewed. There's so many names that it seems like they either want to interview or have an interview scheduled for. It's insane. But I want to get your thoughts on some of the rumors. Now, granted, I'm going to preface this because there are a lot of rumors that were swirling. That the Twitter has become a crazy place for breaking news or reports or like rumors, because so many of it is just BS, and it's really, really, really hard to know what's true, what's what's accurate, what's a good report, what's a good source. So I've gotten to the point, and I tweeted this as well. Eli Mo Sports on Twitter, if you want to go give me a follow. I think I only have like 130 followers, so you should go do that. Anyway, I tweeted, I'm not listening to those rumors anymore. I'm only going to react to when the hiring is official, because everyone's freaking out about the names that are being rumored. Everyone's like, oh, no, not this guy. Oh, yes, this guy. Oh, no, not this. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's insane. But the three guys that are rumored to be brought back for a second interview, head coach, are Jim Caldwell, Matt Eberflus, and Dan Quinn, which is a very surprising name. I did not expect that name to come up.
Yeah.
But they are, or not second interview, because I don't know if Dan Quinn is interviewed this first time, but they are the three favorites apparently that the Bulls are thinking for head coach. What is your reaction to hearing those three names?
I don't know if you watched the Chappelle show, but there's this meme where like he's in a courthouse and he's like, huh? Got the face. Like, huh? Those are the guys that
I think that's the President Bush episode.
Oh, the President Bush. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Yes. Yeah. And that's just my reaction. Like, huh? These are the finalists. This is what we about to do. Okay. All right. So here we go again. So
you're disappointed, is what you're saying.
Very, very. And look, man, I get it. It's nothing. No one's out there that's just gonna be like. I mean, aside from my guy in Buffalo, who I really thought, what's his name, the offensive coordinator,
Brian Daboll.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess they don't want that. And you look at these names, and look, Jim Caldwell. Yeah, okay. It's just like these recycled. Like all these guys are recycled. I don't know too much about Eberflus. I know he's the Colts defensive coordinator. Over the last few years, they've had a solid defense. Cool. Okay. But it's still not a name that's just like that just gives you, I
Excites
don't
you.
know. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And all these coaches are it's just recycled. Like, okay, they get fired at this place, they go become a coordinator, and now all of a sudden they're finalists for a head coaching job. Like Dan Quinn, like really? Jim Caldwell, really? Like that? This is what we're doing? Um, the show is Kaplan and Jay Hood. They come on in the morning on ESPN 1000. And Jay Hood made a comment, and I was just like, man, that doesn't make sense. But the more I look at these coaches, what he said makes a lot of sense. He said that the Bears are going to hire someone where when it's time for them to move into the new stadium in a few years, they'll be able to fire this coach and then get another coach to kind of, break open the new stadium, but you have a new coach, you have a new stadium. Oh, the excitement. Like, that's what this move is for. And I was just like, man, Jay Hood, shut up. What you told me? But when you really look at these names, like,
I think he used the term transitional coach.
Transitional, yes.
Yeah.
And this is what we're doing.
If you don't know what a transitional coach is, go back and look at John Fox. He was a transitional coach.
Exactly. But look, man, but why are we surprised? Like, the Bears have been a terrible organization from top to bottom for years. Like, for years, man. Like, the only reason why they get recognition is because they are the Chicago Bears. They're story franchise, one of the original teams, blah, blah, blah. Dick Buckus, Hallis Hall, Papa Bear. Like, those names, just football names, Soldier Field, Walter Payton. Oh, okay. But when you look at this organization, man, like, this organization has been trash for years, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, so why is this a surprise? Why are we like sitting here looking at these coaching finalists, and just like, oh yeah, I mean, of course. And I know we're gonna transition into like the playoff games this past weekend. But when you look at those teams and you look at us as an organization, and we want to say, oh, it's the quarterback. Like, oh, because they got Josh Allen and they got Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow and Burrow and no. You look at those teams from top to bottom, offense, defense. Like, when you look at those teams and then you look at ours, it's a reason why those teams are constantly in the playoffs. It's a reason why those teams are like a Cincinnati, where they're getting ready to go to that next level as a team. There's a reason why. We're not there, and we're so far away, and we've been saying that for years. And as Bears fans, like, we get on Twitter and we want to go back and forth on coaching searches. Like, that's what we do.
That's what we do. Yeah.
And GM searches, we want to argue about that. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know. But you got these other teams that's just like, look at the Bears fans. They argue about the same thing over and over again. Like, we were so excited when the Packers lost, right? We was excited. Let's keep it a buck. We was excited. Robbie Gould, former Chicago Bear, Jimmy Garoppolo, Illinois guy. We were so excited that another team beat the Packers. Not us, not the Bears.
Yeah, can't be the Bears.
Yeah, not us, but we got excited because another team beat the Green Bay Packers. Like, that's how we are as fans, because this is what this organization has done to us.
That makes me think of the end of season presser, not this year, but last year. George McCaskey literally ended the entire presser, which was embarrassing, with "Go Rams," because the Rams are playing the Packers in the postseason.
Unbelievable.
Did the presser was saying "Go Rams,"
and that's
so that they could beat the Packers because we can't.
And that's the guy that runs our team, and he's rooting for another team to beat the team that you just it's impossible to beat because of Aaron Rodgers. But everybody else seems to like San Francisco knows how to beat Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers has one Super Bowl in his entire career. So there are teams out there that know how to beat Aaron Rodgers, except the Chicago Bears. But we want to root for other teams to beat him. Stop it, man. Get out of here. Stop. So no, to your question, that's my reaction to those coaches, huh? Huh? I want to do the face, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know exactly what you're talking about, and it's why I was laughing so hard at the jump. But yeah, it's I 100% agree with you. Like, albeit Jim Caldwell is like 1,000% an upgrade over Matt Nagy in terms of being able to run an offense.
I agree.
But then again, it's not saying much. Matt Nagy ran the worst offense for 4 years straight. You can't get much. If you get worse than Matt Nagy, then you shouldn't even be coaching high school. You shouldn't even be coaching Pop Warner. Like, you know absolutely zero about football. If I could call it, people who play Madden can call a better game than Matt Nagy can. I would put my whole paycheck on it and bet that would be the case. So I know a lot of people are on Twitter saying like, well, Jim Caldwell is way better than Matt Nagy. Yeah, that's not saying
what
much.
What is that saying? Yeah,
not saying much at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are names that don't excite me. And again, we'll get to the games, the divisional games later. But if you watched Brian Daboll's offense last night, and that did not entice you to give him a call immediately after the game to bring him in for another interview, because he already had one. The Bears interviewed him once.
Mm-hmm.
Then what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
That offense looked like you could take out now. Granted, I am not saying that Justin Fields is Josh Allen, but it looked like you could take out Josh Allen, plug in Justin Fields, and now I'm not saying the offense would have scored 30-plus points. I'm not saying Justin Fields would have thrown for 390 yards and 4 touchdowns, but he could probably run that offense pretty damn well.
Yeah.
It's perfect for him. Designed quarterback runs.
Yep.
Deep shots, crossers across the field with Josh Allen rolling out. Like, it's literally built for Justin Fields. And just to remind you, Josh Allen did not come into the league looking like this.
Yes, thank you.
He was not drafted.
Thank you.
As the guy that you saw last night. He was developed into that. And who was the one constant guy on that squad while he was developing? Brian Daboll.
Yep. Go look at Josh Allen numbers when he was a rookie. And I truly believe that, and I could be wrong, but Fields had better rookie numbers this year than Josh Allen had in his rookie year.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah. Hey, look, bro. But we got Jim Caldwell. We got Uber Fluker. We got Uber Fluker, we got Quinn, and we got Caldwell as our finalists. So we good, man. We good. Who needs
it's I really wonder what Bill Polian is doing up there. Like, at this point, I really wonder, because it just seems like he's giving the names of people that he's connected to, that he's worked with, that he knows so well.
Yeah.
You look at Matt Eberflus coming from the Colts, where Bill Polian
worked
and became a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Jim Caldwell has a history
with the Colts, right?
With Bill Polian. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sure Dan Quinn has some kind of history with Bill Polian too.
Yeah.
And it's just like, is he just giving him, George McCaskey names that, like, I know these guys, and these guys will work. Trust me, because I've worked with them and I know them.
God.
If Bill Polian's so good, if he's such a Hall of Famer, if he's this guy that's well connected and well respected around the league, he should be looking at dudes that he doesn't know, that he hasn't worked with. The Brian Dables, the Byron Leftwiches.
Do the Bill Polian voice. How you do the Bill Polian?
Look at these guys. These guys. Jim Caldwell ran a great offense for Indianapolis.
I'm sorry. The voice got me, bro. It got me, because that's what it sounds like. All of them, like in a little office.
George, really, really, really like this guy. It's probably not at all what it sounds like, but
in they little office, in they suits, in the little office, sitting at a little square table. Hey guys,
he's a lifer. He's a football lifer.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I mean, listen. I get the Bears. I get why experienced guys like Dan Quinn and Jim Caldwell are on the list, because the last coach you hired was Matt Nagy, who had 0 head coaching experience, and look how that worked out.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. But I don't know, man. Like, it seems like it's the safe option, and it's so Bears.
Typical Chicago Bears.
It's so Bears. And yeah, it just seems like another Lovie Smith is going to walk through the door and be the bridge of mediocrity.
Yeah.
And just going to be that next guy that, wins an average of 7 to 10 games a year. Might make the postseason once or twice, immediately eliminated. Doesn't really go anywhere, doesn't grow the team, doesn't, put the franchise on a whole another level. Just seems like that's where it's going. And
can we and as Bears fans, can we please stop with the, if Aaron Rodgers leaves Green Bay, like if Aaron Rodgers does leave Green Bay, what, like, also all of a sudden we're gonna start beating the Packers because Aaron Rodgers isn't there? Like, you really think our team is that good where we could go to nah, stop it. That Green Bay team, man. And I'm not, I'm a diehard Bears fan, so I'll go to the grave. But if you're a football head like we are, like, you look at that Green Bay team, bro, and they got it. I mean, look, their special teams, he's not gonna have a job. They're gonna get their special teams, but they have a good team where they got pieces there. We don't. So stop. It's no guarantees that if Aaron Rodgers leaves, that all of a sudden we're going to start beating the Packers. Like, man, look, let's worry about the Lions. Like, let's worry about the Vikings. Let's worry about the other teams in our division. Like, we can't even beat them, but we think Rodgers, like, stop. Like, this team is so far away. This organization as a whole is so far away. I'm so jealous of those teams, man, that I watched this weekend. I am jealous, bro.
Yeah.
Because we're not there. We're not even close.
No, they look like they're in a whole other league.
Like, what's bro?
Like, we're in the Arena League. We're the Chicago Rush.
We're the Rush.
Legitimately.
Yeah. We are the Chicago Rush of the NFL. We just so happen to be in the NFL, man, because you look at the football that was played this weekend, you said, what is this magic that's happening?
Yeah. And again, we've been talking for so long about the most important position on the field that leads to championships. Look. Oh my God. If it's one thing about the playoffs it literally exposes every team's weakness. Every team's weakness. It doesn't matter if you do have a franchise quarterback. It exposes your weakness. Look at the Packers. What did it expose for them?
Yeah.
Their special teams.
Special teams, yeah.
You look at, who was, damn it. Who was the quarterback? Who was the team that, the Titans? The Titans. Look at the Titans.
Yeah.
They had 9 sacks.
Yeah.
9 sacks in that game. The Cincinnati Bengals were not supposed to win that game.
Not at all. Not at all.
The Titans' weakness is Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
And he threw 3 or 4 interceptions, whatever it was in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And the back-breaking interception that he threw that pretty much gave the game to Cincinnati, he was exposed. And Joe Burrow got the win in that game. So if we cannot let the quarterback be the weakness to this team, and if he is the most important position on this team and you just drafted him, not only did you draft him, you used capital to move up to get him. That kind of like grows the importance of developing this young kid.
Yeah.
How do you not watch last night's game and at least, even if you aren't going to hire him for sure, at least bring in Brian Daboll for a second interview? At the very least. How do you not? That tells me alone that the Bears probably aren't going to get this right, and they again have absolutely no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, because we're settling on Chris Uberloker, Bill Polian's guy,
the football lifer.
The football lifer.
Yeah, it's frustrating, man.
It is, bro. I'm sorry, man.
I can't even. I really can't. So much that we're just gonna move on because I can't.
We have to.
Division games.
Yeah.
You had every single game, I think for the first time in NFL history, end on a whatchamacallit, like a final score.
Mm-hmm.
A walk-off score, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But yeah, out of all 3 or all 4, I have a feeling I know what you're going to say, but out of all 4 games, which one was your favorite?
Oh, that game last night, Buffalo and KC. Man. And look, all the games are great. All the games are great. I'm really drawn to the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't really see them beating Kansas City. But I'm drawn to them just because of the talent, the young talent that they have. But you look at, man, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, that back and forth was incredible. That was incredible, man. I had tweeted something. Y'all go follow me on Twitter, Sir King Bruce. I tweeted like my reaction. It was like a wowzers.
Bro, that had me dying.
To that game last night, because I was just like, these two, this is the face. Like the NFL is in good hands. Like if Tom Brady wants to go, and I want to talk about him for a second as well, but when he goes, like, it's so many great young quarterbacks out there, and you saw 2 last night with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. So that was my favorite game. Shout out to Matthew Stafford. I'm rooting for him.
Dude.
He you want to talk
delivered.
Big time. Big time. And, you want to talk about developing talent or finding that dude in the draft, and it ain't always got to be a first-round pick. Cooper Kupp, man, top 5, 10 wide receiver. That was just a great game. Tom Brady, look, they were down 27-6, I think was the score at one time, and we were all at the crib watching, and I was just like, I said, this game's not over. It's not over because it's Tom Brady. Like, you just expect him, and he delivered. He delivered, man, and that was a great game. Again, shout out to Matthew Stafford. To see where he was with the Lions and to see him a game away from going to the Super Bowl, I think is well deserved. My favorite non-quarterback in the NFL is Deebo Samuels. Like that dude, you want to talk about somebody that's kind of like, and shout out to our homegirl Shah. She said this, I think, on one of her social medias. Like, he is literally creating a whole nother position where he's just about to get a lot of money because nobody could do what he does as a running back. He could easily get over 1,000 yards as a running back. Easy. Yeah. If he was just a running back, he would be a top 5 running back in the NFL if he didn't have the skills as a wide receiver. So,
wouldn't you say Cordell Patterson kind of started that?
Okay, but
he's not as good as Deebo. I will say that. I'm saying.
Okay,
because Deebo could be 1,000-yard receiver and rusher in the same season.
Right. Yeah.
But I feel like Cordell kind of started that, where he came in as a wide receiver and then, a team started using him as a running back, and then he became almost a running back at full time.
Yeah.
Along with wide receiver. But yeah, Deebo is nasty.
Is ridiculous. So he's my favorite non-quarterback, and shout out to the San Francisco 49ers going to Lambeau Field. I gave them no chance because I said there's no way you beat Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau. It's not happening.
It's interesting. I had the Packers winning the whole thing. Yeah. They had it laid out for him, man.
I thought I was the only one. I did too, bro.
I had the Packers winning the Super Bowl, bro. Yeah, and I hated that that I felt that way, but the Packers literally had a red carpet just rolled out for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not any disrespect to the 49ers, not any disrespect to Tampa or LA, but like the road was going through Lambeau.
Yeah.
And you had a bunch of teams. You think about those 3 teams, warm weather teams.
Mm-hmm.
They had to go to Lambeau through the snow, through the cold. And they had it laid out, and
choked. The great Aaron Rodgers, man. What do you think about Aaron Rodgers? Like, if you had to, like, let's just say he played his last game in the NFL, which I don't think that's the case, but he's played his last game. Like, what would you say give me something about his legacy.
The dude is one of the before Patrick Mahomes, he was the most talented passer that I have ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
His arm angles, his throw power, his accuracy, what he could do with, because obviously he's older now, but in his younger days, the dude can run. Like,
yeah.
I remember he had some very sneaky speed,
definitely,
with his legs. He goes down as, I would say top 5 quarterback all time.
Okay.
If you were saying if this is last season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's in my top 5, no doubt. But yeah, I mean, look, it's really hard for me to, because I know a lot of people are out there saying he only won 1.
Yeah.
He only won 1. Yeah. It's really hard for me to say that. Like,
yeah.
It's really, really hard for me to say that because, like, it's so hard to win a Super Bowl in the NFL.
Exactly.
And being that the Bears have not had a quarterback ever since I've been alive, you've been alive, our grandparents have been alive,
right?
Probably great grandparents. It's really hard for me to make that argument because I just think it's a dumb argument. You only won 1. I mean, you give Justin Fields 1 Super Bowl, and Bears fans would be living. I mean, 1985. That's all you got to say. We're still talking about that. Exactly. We're still celebrating that.
And they all dead. I don't think so. I don't think they're all dead. I hope not. I think they're still here with us.
Well, Leslie Frazier might be our next head coach.
Oh,
So, and he
he
was on
was
that
on that
85 team.
85. Oh, okay. So not all of them are dead.
But yeah, it's such a stupid like shot, and it's not even a shot in my opinion. But
yeah,
it is more of a shot at the organization that you have two Hall of Fame quarterbacks back to back in a span of 30 years and only won 2 Super Bowls. You could take a shot at the Packers for that,
okay.
because I feel like you have 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. You probably could have done more to win more Super Bowls. It's not just on them, but
Right.
there were times where Aaron Rodgers didn't have a really good squad around him.
That's true.
That he kind of carried that Packers team. But yeah, man, Aaron Rodgers, one of the best ever.
Yeah.
Ever. And if you, I don't know, as a Bears fan, I don't know how you can watch that man break our hearts so many times and not say that.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying this, like, you know me, but he gets the LeBron treatment. He gets the LeBron type. You can't look at. I'm just saying, like, you can't look at Aaron Rodgers and say he's not one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you're just a hater if you do. And we hate the Packers, like we can't stand them. But like you said, to your point, like to look at Aaron Rodgers and. No, yeah, and he has won. He's won a Super Bowl. So
yeah, and say what you want about his off-field stuff. Like I'm separate. I'm able to separate that.
Yeah,
and the player.
No one cares about that. Yeah,
if you want to talk about his vaccination status, his his stuff with his family, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers, who puts on a number 12 Packers jersey every Sunday and tosses a football.
And I find that so funny that people do that. But we love Michael Jordan, but talk to people that knew Michael Jordan's personal life. But he won us 6 championships, so he's a god in our eyes. But so let's separate that. Let's separate that.
That's a great point. But yeah, so we got Cincinnati and Kansas City. And then we got the Rams and who's the other NFC team?
49ers.
49ers.
Yep.
The Niners. Who you got?
Kansas City. Kansas City. I got Kansas City. And man, as much as I want Matthew Stafford to get to the Super Bowl.
It's a divisional game.
It's a divisional game, and I just think San Fran is just riding that wave right now, man. You want to talk about a team? It's always that one team that gets hot at the right time, and San Francisco is that team, and I just think it's going to be, and I think this is a rematch if the 49ers and Kansas City, if they play again. Did they play in the Super Bowl? No, I'm tweaking.
No, actually, no, you're right. They did in the Super Bowl, right? That
a few years ago, right?
That Patrick Mahomes won.
That was his first one. Exactly. Yeah. So you get the rematch again. So I'm going with the 49ers and KC.
I like that. I'm going with KC. But I think I'm going to pick the Rams. I think Matthew Stafford is on a mission.
Okay.
The dude is on a mission to prove that he is one of those guys.
Let's do a little wager. How about this?
Okay.
Because we still ain't did this hot sauce challenge.
Oh God.
Okay. So if you win our next show, I'll go online right now and order this devil sauce. And if you win, I will eat live the hot sauce challenge chicken wings.
How about this? Well, no. Okay. Yes, I like this. this. So you'll eat one wing with
the hottest.
I can send you I can give to you the the Last Dab hot sauce that they have on Hot Ones.
Yeah.
The hottest sauce on the damn lineup.
Yeah, yeah.
I have it.
You have it?
I have it.
Why? That just made me so mad. Why do you own that? Do you eat that?
I have a couple times.
Bro.
A couple times. I get bold sometimes. It's mainly when I drink, because when you get drinking, you get sauced up, you get all bold and you're like, I can eat this. No problem. And then you end up
dead
on the toilet pooping lava.
You on the toilet dead.
There's lava coming out of your rear end.
Lava. I bet. So let's do that.
I will give you the hot sauce. That way, if I lose, I'll just have it in my fridge and I can just eat a wing live too.
Sounds good.
All right. God, I hope I win. I want to see you eat that hot sauce so bad.
First of all, I'm a grown man. All right, so
stop it. Stop. You're gonna be crying.
I'm not set myself up like that. Oh God. See, here I go.
You will be crying. Right. Oh, I hope I win. You heard it here first, folks. There is a wager next week. You know what? We should do it on next week's show because next week we'll be recording on Monday.
Yeah.
And we're hoping to have special guest Shah, 49ers fan, on the show, win or lose.
That'll
be interesting.
Yep.
But yeah, and I hope she doesn't hate me because I'm betting against her 49ers. But
say, I'm riding with you, sis. I got the 49ers. I really need them to win too.
Now I'm gonna be watching this game with a little extra oomph. Rooting for the Rams. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Either way, it's gonna be fun. All right, make sure you guys tune in next week because that's gonna be something to watch for. That's gonna be interesting. Anyway, we had a blast. We appreciate everyone tuning in. We will be on next week as well. Same day. I don't know about same time, but next Monday we'll be live both on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So make sure you guys follow us on those social medias. If you haven't, go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We could definitely use it. It helps us out a lot. Hit the bell. As soon as you hit subscribe, you'll see a little bell icon on YouTube. Just search Deep Dish in Sports. You'll find us. But hit that bell, and if you hit that bell, it immediately gives you a notification when we go live, so that way you don't have to, just come across us on social media and, oh, they went live, they didn't say anything or whatever. Right. It just immediately gives you a notification, and you could just tune in right away. Don't miss a beat. And actually, before we go, I don't know what to call this. My wife said, this is a sham. He eats it in terms of the hot sauce.
So you eat it on a regular, huh?
Not the regular. No, I do think I have had it before. I guess that's a little leg up, so I know what to expect. But it is hot as hell. Okay, so I will be sweating. If I have to eat it, I'm gonna be sweating. I don't eat it regularly. I don't even eat it, for pleasure. Okay, I just eat it.
You put it on your eggs. You're not fooling me, bro.
Literally, bro, the last time I had it, and this is how hot the hot sauce is, I had a big ass bowl of soup. Okay, big bowl of soup. I put literally just a drop in it. It made the whole damn soup hot. The whole thing.
You put that's a magic spell, my dude.
Like a witch's potion, bro.
Yeah. Damn frog jumped out the soup. We going to hell. We about to eat this chicken and go to hell. That's it.
Oh man. I can't wait. Either way, I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. But anyway, before we end the episode, Bruce, I want to give us a chance to give a shout out to something. This is something that we used to do.
No doubt.
before we what did we call this segment? I don't even remember. Do you remember what we called it?
No.
The name for it? No, yeah, me either. But we just give a shout out to something, it could be a TV show, music, anything. We just give something a shout. It could be ourselves, whatever. Just the opportunity to give something a shout out, put it on the spotlight, and yeah, run with it. Bruce, do you have anything that you can give a shout out to? I know, sorry, this is kind of like last minute, but
nah, we good, man. Man, just shout out to everybody that's still been rocking with us, man. Like when we was gone for that year, like everybody just kept asking, like, when y'all coming back? When y'all coming back? Like, we miss you guys. And that's just dope. That's just dope to have, and the love that you guys always give us is just incredible. And that's one of the reasons why we came back to do this, is because the people that's been rocking with us from day one is still there. Like, even on the 3 episodes that we've dropped, well, the 2 episodes that we've dropped so far, everybody's just like, man, we so glad you guys back. We missed you guys, and we just 2 ordinary dudes that just decided to do this years ago. And to our day ones, like, we just appreciate you guys. So shout out to you guys. We love you all. Thank you for just rocking with us, and we promise this to give you guys incredible content, funny content, and yeah, you might just get the opportunity to see me just die next week. So thank you guys. We love you.
That was a good one. It's hard to follow. I hate when I do this.
You do it. We do this all the time. I know, right?
Your shout outs are impossible to follow because I look like an asshole afterwards. So with that being the case, my shout out is actually to you. I want to give you a shout out, Mr. Bruce, because I know you've been through a lot since we took a break, and the fact that you're willing to jump back on and kind of go through the ebbs and flows again of trying to figure out, new systems and how do we grow the show and meetings, and you got a lot going on. You're going to school, you got Jaden, and there's just so much you're going through. I just appreciate you as a co-host, man. Like, honestly, I wouldn't pick any other co-host. I feel like we vibe off each other so well. You would think that we grew up in kindergarten together or something, right? It's crazy, but I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the dedication. You're always willing to jump on whenever. You're willing to change schedules whenever. Like, I appreciate you, bro. Like, for real,
man. That's love. Let's turn these cameras off. I'm about to cry. You're about to get me emotional. No, but you set me up because I'm gonna die next week, so it's all good. It's all good. I love
exactly
you too,
what I'm doing. I'm buttering you up, bro. Pause. Man. Great episode. Anyway, yeah. Make sure you guys, like I said before, subscribe to all of our socials so you don't miss a beat. You don't miss a recording. And also, even if you watch the episode, go subscribe to wherever you get your audio podcasts as well. Give us a rating, whether it be on Spotify or iTunes or whatever. Give us 5 stars, even if you don't like it. Like Bruce said last week, even if you don't like it, just 5 stars. You don't have to say any comment.
Nothing.
My mom used to always say, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. All you got to do is just hit the 5 stars.
That's it.
And we'd appreciate it.
No doubt.
Anyway, yes, great episode. Had a lot of blast. And as always, we'll talk to y'all next week.
Peace.